The C and CFTC just dropped a regulatory roadmap that could redefine crypto in America, while Congress's Clarity CT hits a wall. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which tokens could flip from securities to commodities overnight and why 3 regulatory moves this month matter more than any TF approval. Right now, there are 2 completely different paths forming for crypto regulation. The C and CFTC just released a joint framework mapping out which agency controls what. Bitcoin and Ethereum are commodities under CFTC control. That part we knew. But here's what changed. They're now creating a fast-track process to classify new tokens. This matters because classification determines everything. Can institutions hold it? Can retail buy it on exchanges? Can it cross international borders without friction? Meanwhile, the Clarity CT that promised to solve all this? Dead in the water. It stalled in committee this week with 0 votes scheduled. Well, instead of waiting for Congress, the regulators are just doing it themselves. Indeed, there's one detail almost everyone missed. I'll get to it in a moment. Here's why this roadmap matters more than you think. For 3 years, crypto has existed in regulatory limbo. Exchanges didn't know which agency to answer to. Projects couldn't tell investors if they were legal or not. Banks stayed away because the rules kept changing. This roadmap doesn't solve everything, but it creates lanes. CFTC handles commodities and derivatives. C handles securities and investment contracts. Sounds simple, but it changes the game. The framework includes something called provisional classification. If a token meets specific criteria, decentralization metrics, no single controlling party, actual utility beyond speculation, it can apply for commodity status even if it started as a security. Think about that. Tokens that launched through ICOs could graduate into commodity status. That opens institutional doors that have been locked for years. Now here's that detail everyone's missing. The roadmap specifically mentions interoperability standards and cross-border payment systems. That's not random language. That's IO 20022 territory. The global banking standard that goes mandatory in November is built for exactly this kind of regulatory clarity. Banks need to know what they're moving. Regulators need to track it. This framework finally gives them both answers. XR, XLM, LGO, HBR, the IO 20022 compliant tokens just got a massive advantage. They already meet international banking standards. Now, with domestic regulatory lanes defined, they can plug into both systems. Traditional finance on one side, crypto markets on the other. These tokens sit in the middle, and suddenly that position looks really valuable. But there's tension here too. The C hasn't dropped its existing cases. Ripple is still fighting. Coinbase is still in court. This roadmap doesn't erase those battles. It just says how future tokens will be judged. That creates a weird split. Old tokens stuck in legal limbo. New tokens with clear paths forward. The market hasn't priced this in yet. 3 major banks quietly updated their digital asset policies this month. They're preparing for exactly this scenario. Regulated tokens in defined categories that can move through traditional and crypto rails. If you're wondering why institutional money hasn't flooded in despite Bitcoin TFs, this is why. They were waiting for the roadmap. Now they have it. If you want to position yourself in tokens that could benefit from this clarity, platforms like BitUnix let you trade these assets with a link in the description. What do you watch now? First, the C's next enforcement actions. If they start dropping cases against tokens that meet the new commodity criteria, that's your signal. Second, watch CFTC approval timelines. They just got more power and they move faster than Congress. Third, bank announcements. When you see custody services for specific altcoins, that means internal legal teams bless them under the new framework. The date that matters most? November, when IO 20022 becomes mandatory for cross-border payments. If these tokens are classified and banks are ready, adoption could move fast. Really fast. Bottom line, regulatory clarity is finally coming. Just not from where we expected. Not Congress. Not legislation. Just 2 agencies drawing lines and daring the market to cross them. The tokens that fit inside those lines are about to get very interesting. This is educational content only, not financial advice. Ways to your own research before investing. Markets are unpredictable and regulations can change. Follow Stack Daily 60 for daily crypto and money tips.